regular board meeting. This is the agenda of the regular board meeting, President and Board of Trustees, Village of Burnham, Cook County, Illinois. Today is October 11, 2022. At this time, the clerk call the roll.
Trustee Cap?
I'm here.
Trustee Hodges? Trustee Garcia?
Here.
Trustee Greer?
Here.
Trustee Richardson?
Here.
Trustee Claybrook?
Here.
And we have a form present. Could we stand for the pledge of allegiance, and could we lead us, Trustee Garcia?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
So Martin came through with that.
Are there any approval of corrections of the minutes of the regular board meeting of September 13, 2022? Any corrections to be made to the minutes? If there are no corrections to be made, I will ask for a motion to approve the minutes for September 13, 2022.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from September 13, 2022.
There's a motion on the floor by Trustee Claybrook, second by Trustee Richardson to approve the minutes for September 13. Will the clerk take the roll?
Trustee Cap?
I'll pass.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
All right, motion passed. Thank you. Minutes approved. Before we open the meeting to the public, if anyone have anything to state to the board, if you will stand up and give us your name, your reason for addressing the board, then we'll entertain. At this time, I will ask, keep your comments for 3 minutes, please. And I will ask for a motion to open the meeting to the public right now.
Make a motion to open the meeting to the public.
A motion on the floor by Trustee Claybrook to open the meeting to the public. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Richardson. Will the clerk take the roll?
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
All right, motion passed. The meeting is now open to the public, so are there any public comments? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Zadi Sandoval. I was wondering if we can have more police patrols around the parks. There was an incident there this weekend where some high schoolers attacked a girl. She went running up to my daughter and her friends and my husband. Apparently these guys were going around breaking windows. They lifted up her dress and shoved leaves in there. They yelled racial slurs at her and at my daughter. They were from New Burnham, because when they realized that my husband was there, they ran into the tracks. And so I was just wondering, can we have more patrols so that this doesn't happen?
Okay, so Officer Cool, will you speak to her when the meeting is over? Maybe
Sure.
give some more information.
Which park was it, by the way?
The big park? Burnham Park?
Oh, it was? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I spoke to the school already, and Mr. Geraci said that he would speak with the police, and we were all gonna meet together. But,
Okay.
yeah, I would just like more control.
Okay. Are there any other public comments? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Dr. Medina Bailey from Nurturing Development and Learning Center up the street, and just come in because it just feels like this is the only way to get a return or conversation about the no parking that was placed there next to the building. So the question is, which I've been calling, my husband's been calling, my center's been calling to find out why the no parking was placed there on the side of the building. We've been there since 2013, and just out the blue, someone just shows up with a sign that says no parking.
Do you have a parking lot?
There is a parking lot. It's a very small lot, and we have some staff that used to park there, but it's just out of convenience too. Just sometimes parents come up because they pick up and they drop off. The parents, actually, some of them still park there, but it's like an inconvenience because they wonder, am I gonna get a ticket if I run in there? Drop my child off.
I don't think that would be an issue with that. The people parking and running in, dropping kids off and come back.
Okay.
I don't think.
So,
that's
but
an
while,
Right.
it seemed like we were, like what was the issue? Like why, it seems like that was like a targeted, thing to do, just to kind of come in and do that. It doesn't seem like that was like, there was no procedure. It was just, here we go with our no parking, and then that's it.
Well, sometimes we have different vehicles that's parked on the street and really shouldn't be parked on the street. And order to restrict one, then you'd have to restrict everyone in that particular area, so, okay?
Who makes that decision?
I'm sorry?
Who makes the decision? Ask them then.
I mean, yeah, so, I guess it's just, you know, so you're saying that,
It was in the best interest of the village to do it.
the village, so there's no procedural when you put no parking, next to a business that's been utilizing that since they've
Well,
been
the
in
vil-
existence
I
in
mean, the
Burnham?
business has its own personal parking, and the streets are under the control of the village.
So you
in the public
understand that there's
street.
many businesses in Burnham and they all don't have that same restriction?
Well, it's not a restriction, because you have parking in the lot.
And there's businesses that have parking, but they're not restricted, and so you can't park next to their business on the public street.
But like I said,
And there's no other way to talk to you,
Yeah,
and I
Patty.
hate to, you know, because you never
That's
return
okay.
any phone calls.
I mean, you're welcome to come to the meeting, you know, this is a
I
public
guess it's
meeting.
the only way to have a
I
conversation.
mean, this is a public meeting,
I appreciate that.
we don't lock people out, so you're welcome to come to the meeting, but our position is the same. Okay?
The position is the same, but there's no answer to why it was done, other than it just was done because Village of Burnham wanted to do it.
Well, the village of Burnham owns the street.
Okay,
What street is the no parking sign?
At 142nd.
So it's on the Saginaw side,
Yeah,
close to the corner?
yeah.
okay. So basically you're saying we did what I did because I said so. Is that pretty much where you stand?
So what I'm saying is that there's parking in the lot there, and there's sufficient parking on your property.
Okay, what the statement is that is parking, residents have parking in their driveways, they have garages, businesses have parking. So if you're gonna restrict one like that, you know, this seems targeted for our business. So if you're not doing that to any other business, it seems targeted,
No, it's not targeted at all.
because you say so.
Well,
Okay,
no, that's not what I said. Okay, but anybody else have a comment?
so basically goodbye, that's it, that's basically all you have to say.
Well,
Well, is there any reason that you don't conversate with like the people who do business in Burnham? Because why do I have to come here to,
I conversate with everybody. I believe I spoke to you on the phone one time.
that was about the property, the land that we were trying to improve, but like the parking, you never returned a phone call.
I believe I did
You
speak to
never
someone.
returned a phone call and spoke to myself, my husband, the center employees. We were calling about the sign because,
I did speak to someone. I'm not really sure who it was.
oh, you might have spoke to maybe at the senator's office. You know, they were asking, why did you do that? But you never spoke, you never returned our calls.
Okay, we can have a further discussion on that.
Okay,
And
is that later when you're gonna return our call? Should I make an appointment?
then I'll have a discussion with legal counsel when we get back. Are there any other public comments?
I do. Just listening to that conversation,
Excuse me, can you state your name, please?
Okay, if there are no
No.
other comments, I'll close.
my name's, Mr. Hunter. Just listening to that conversation,
First name, please?
I think she does deserve an answer.
Well, first of all, that doesn't have anything to do with you. What is your issue?
Listen, I have 3 minutes to make a public comment. I'm not bantering back and forth with you. I just wanna make a
Are
statement.
you gonna make?
That's not how this is supposed to work. The audience is supposed to have 3 minutes to speak, and you're not supposed to banter back and forth. Now, if you wanna change that, don't time me for 3 minutes and then let this woman speak for 5 minutes.
Yeah, but you
Because
get
that's
into-
where you start to discriminate, and I'm not bantering with you.
You get into her conversation.
But I'm
Go ahead with
allowed
your
to. You're not allowed to
And go ahead with your
dictate
issue.
what I'm gonna
Go ahead with
speak
your
with
issue.
you. What I'm saying is, the conversation with the woman you just spoke with, when it comes to speaking with the village, she should have just been able to say her piece. And the bantering back and forth is not really allowed. I remember the village attorney saying here once, well, you're not allowed to ask questions of our village officials. And now, because it doesn't suit you, you change that format. And do I think she deserves an answer? Sure. Because I think the person who really should be answering that question is Trustee Greer, because all public safety and streets and all that stuff should come from the police department. The police department should be the ones deciding how that works, because there are laws and infractions and, just putting up a no parking sign, or I know you're checking whether on time, putting up no parking signs, or, asphalting in front of somebody's house. All those things really need to have the police departments. Putting up a stop sign, just arbitrarily putting it up there because a resident asks for one. All those things should come from the police department. And also, when it comes to, I looked at today's agenda, I noticed you're trading a vehicle to a company to get work done. There's a vehicle that we supposedly had work done, and we're giving them one of the Burnham vehicles to pay for that, to pay for part of it. And I've never seen that done before and put in writing, and I have to ask myself, why are you putting that in writing now, when a lot of other transactions that have happened where people have been given vehicles were not inside the public agenda? And to me, it's an easy way to steal, because how do we know that the people that are fixing the vehicles have not inflated the price of what's being done? And then all of a sudden we trade off one of our vehicles. How do we know that what you're trading the vehicle for is actually the Blue Book value? How do we know what the condition is? And yeah, I'm not saying that there is fraud going on, but the fact that there's nothing in writing, and you don't have a public works report, and you don't have a waters report, you don't have those officials here discussing those things, you don't have the police chief here anymore. I mean, I see Dwayne over there, great, but for decades, we had all the department heads here to talk about those things and answer those things. Now it's just, there's people sitting next to you, you speak, you answer everybody's questions, and it's like you're the Lord of Burnham.
Thank you for your comment. Are
Good,
there any other
thank you.
public comment? Are there any other public comment? I'll ask for a motion to close the meeting to the public.
I'll make a motion to close the meeting to the public.
There's a motion on the floor by trustee Richardson, we need a second. A second by trustee Garcia, will the clerk take the roll?
Trustee Cap,
Yes.
trustee Garcia,
Yes.
trustee Greer,
Yes.
trustee Richardson,
Yes.
trustee Claybrook.
Yes.
Motion passed, meeting is now closed to the public. I think I wanna make clear that, that the public, when you come to the meeting, and the attorney can tell me whether I'm correct or not, you are not really allowed to badger, the board, and put us under extreme questioning. I believe that to be the case, is that the case or not?
The law states clearly that the public can make a comment. And that is the exact word in the statute, comment. But not question, not interrogate, not badger, not harass the public officials. Public officials do not have to respond to any questions.
Exactly.
It's just, public can make a comment. In some communities, limited to what's on the agenda, which is their right. But Burnham is not limited to the agenda. People can bring up issues that they have and ask or make a statement, I should say, about their issue. So, and they can limit it to 3 minutes. So, that's, Mr. Hunter is correct when I said before, when we had a person here in the audience that started basically harassing one of the trustees. So, this is sometimes very misunderstood. Making a comment is different than asking certain questions. Questions can always be asked outside of the public portion of the meeting with the trustees or with the mayor after the meeting. Right? The mayor does not have to answer any question, but he takes it upon himself to try to answer those questions during and after the meeting. So, that's what I understand the law to be, that's the way I read it. And I think the mayor and the trustees all more or less mingle with the crowd afterwards, are willing to listen to people's further discussions or statements and engage in conversations with them. So, I don't think anyone has changed that since the last meeting I've been here, so. Is that true, Mayor?
Yeah, that's correct.
So if you have questions that you wish to ask, like this lady does, or Mr. Hunter does, if they wanna stay around and engage in conversations with them, they're free to do that. If you wish to stay around and talk to them. So,
Okay.
anything else?
No, that's it, thanks. Okay, so, in the mayor's report, I just want to state that there's some concrete repairs have begun on 140th and Calhoun this morning. They poured about 40% of the east side of the block that needed repairs. And so for the sidewalks that we do not get a chance to repair this year, the sidewalks or curbs or whatever the case is, and we'll try to come back next year and continue to work on those. And speaking of sidewalks, we're gonna ask if people would not put rock salt on the sidewalk, so that eats up the concrete, and some of the sidewalk that we put down last year, we can already see that, that the rock salt is having a negative impact on it, so if we can govern ourselves accordingly on that, I would appreciate it. And also, we will be making, an important announcement at the next meeting on the 25th, and, so that's all I have to say in that regard. Village Clerk, Ruth.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Halloween trick or treat will be held on Halloween Monday, October 31st. The times are from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And also, early voting begins October 24th at the Calumet City Library, 9 to 5, Saturdays 9 to 5, and Sundays 10 to 4. Early voting is up to November 7th. And it's also on our website for further information. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Clerk Lou. Trustee Green, Public Education, Health, Safety, and Welfare.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Every year, October is observed as Breast Cancer Month. And people around the world celebrate Breast Cancer Month by having a walk-a-thon and many other activities. So as you can observe today, in honor of Breast Cancer Month, we're all wearing pink. There will be a walk-a-thon, which is given by the American Cancer Society at Veterans Memorial Park, 500 East 160th Place in South Haven, Illinois. And if you would like more information, you can contact the team leader, which is Reva McCain, and you can sign up online. It's called makingstridewalk.org/Chicago. So this is a breast cancer month. It says walking by faith. And this team leader, she's had breast cancer herself and have overcome it. If voters in your household have moved or passed away, please contact the clerk's office. I do believe it's 69 West Washington, by sending an email to voters.info@cookcountyil.gov. And as you know, there are 3 ways you can vote: by mail, early voting, or on election day. Reminder for everyone to check your expiration dates and on your smoke alarms, and replace the batteries. Research and studies have found taking a walk each day is very healthy for the body. And for the seniors, it will help with dementia too, shorten the length of dementia. The Cook County Clerk's Office is responsible for the oversight of elections. We have 3 voting sites. Precinct 1 is the Village Hall, 14450 Madison. Precinct 62 is the Senior Center, and Precinct 85 is the Burnham Community Center. And November the 6th, daylight saving time ends. Clocks are to be set back 1 hour. For Medicare recipients, You have the right to choose a new plan every year, and annual enrollment is starting now. It starts October the 15th to the end of December. Fire Prevention Week is observed each year, and we're having open house on October the 15th. And we're asking everyone to please come out to support our fire departments. We have activities planned, and let's make this year the first year that we're really going to support our Burnham Fire Department. There's some wonderful programs out there for people to take up, or there's one called the Cook County Promise Pilot Program. It's a guaranteed income of $500 per month for 24 months, no strings attached. Now, if this program go over well, they said they may extend it. And it's under the leadership of Cook County President Tony Pickwick. And it's a 2-year program, $500 per month for 24 months. You can apply, you must apply by October the 21st. You are eligible to apply if you live in Cook County, are 18 years of age or older, are not participating in any other guaranteed program, and you have a household income that falls at or below 250% of the federal poverty level. And also, I do believe that it's you don't have to immigrants. I do believe that you didn't have to be a citizen. Yes, you didn't have to be a citizen. Yes, to apply. So if you would like more information, please see me after the meeting, and I can share that with you. Oh yeah, I just remembered that one other thing that I wanted to. And on November the 5th and November the 10th, we're having Burnham's Holidays Vendorama. You can start your Christmas shopping early by attending this Vendorama. They will have a lot of different types of Christmas items you can buy. And that's November the 5th and December the 10th from 11 to 5 p.m. And it's going to be at the community center.
We've had any vendors to sign up for that yet?
We've had 2. Well, we have 3.
Okay.
Yes. That's 4. Yes. So I do believe that's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Are we gonna be giving COVID shots then?
Pardon?
Are we gonna be able to give COVID vaccines then?
I'm checking on that. I'm checking on that because we are, as you know, we do have COVID shots each and every month. And so we've been having so many activities, community activities. We haven't, but we're going to start back next for the COVID and for the flu shots.
Oh, yeah, flu shots. too.
Yes, and also we're having the kidney mobile come out. We haven't verified our date yet, and they're gonna do all kind of testing for the body, and so that's gonna be a great event. We have lots of doctors and nurses that will be coming out to test whoever would like. So I will let you know more about that hopefully at the next meeting.
Thank you, Trustee Griff, for your reporting, your information. Public Works and Building, Trustee Claybrook, before you began, this item was put on the agenda as an act of transparency. So if that was something that the village was trying to hide, it would not have put it on here. So some of the things that might have been done in the past, this is the future now, so this is what we're looking at. So we feel that this is a good trade-off. This vehicle is a 2008, it's a very old vehicle. And otherwise, we would have had to spend the $2,500 to have the dump truck repaired, as well as whatever that was done to it. And so it's a new commodity. We have to try to get our equipment and vehicles ready for the winter, so we can be prepared to remove the snow off the streets. So people can get to work. My trustee, please.
All right. Discussion of, consideration of, and taking action to approve or not approve the selling of our Public Works pickup truck, a 2008 Ford F-350, in the amount of $4,000. Mimi's Auto Body, Inc. repaired our 2003 International dump truck for the amount of $2,500. The amount owed of $2,500 was served as a credit towards the purchase from Mimi Auto Body, Inc., leaving a balance of $1,500 remaining to be paid by Mimi's Auto Body, Inc. I make a motion to approve the selling of our Public Works pickup truck, a 2008 Ford F-350, in an amount of $4,000. Mimi's Auto Body, Inc. repaired our 2003 International dump truck for the amount of $2,500. The amount owed of $2,500 will serve as a credit towards the purchase from Mimi Auto Body, Inc., leaving a balance of $1,500 remaining to be paid by Mimi's Auto Body, Inc.
So there's a motion on the floor by trustee Claybrook, to approve this item on the Public Works. So could we have a second, please?
Second.
Second by trustee Greer. The clerk take the roll.
Trustee Pat?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia? Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Thank you, motion passed. Proceed, trustee Claybrook.
Hey, I have a question real quick. Where is that Mimi's Auto Body at?
So Hoxie.
Oh, that's the one down by the fire station?
Biggest mess in the village, John.
Thank you.
Proceed, trustee Claybrook.
Before I read this one, we have Paul Meeker here. Could you explain about the gutters?
Sure. And before you proceed, that people have left houses in Burnham, and they also are messed and a burden of the village, and we have to take care of them too, but it's just part of the process, so. I mean, we're trying to protect the community as much as possible, there's still a lot of work to do, and people need burden on the village all the time, so we're trying to work it out.
All right, so I looked at leaf filter. Trustee Claybrook sent me out a couple weeks ago to look at the gutters on the building. They were looking at possibly replacing them. Fortunately, the gutters are not in a position where you need to replace them. They need to be tuned up, basically. So what leaf filter does, we are the largest provider of gutter protection in the world. We average doing about $1.3 billion a year in business. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, an A+ rating with Angie's List, and we are rated #1 by Consumer Reports. What we do is we will completely clean out all of the gutters and downspouts. Our company makes a 50-year architectural silicone. We seal all the inside seams of the gutters, which prevents leaks and strengthens the seams. The gutters on the building are off-pitched, and that's standard over time. There are brackets in the gutters that look like this. They're installed about every 4 feet apart. The problem is when we get buildup, ice buildup, or rebuildup, the weight torques on the gutters, and that's what pulls them off pitch. So what we do is re-pitch the entire gutter system back to how it was installed brand new. But we take these brackets and we install them every foot inside the gutter to make the gutter tighter to the building and make it load bearing. In addition, there's a miter in the back corner that was hit, as well as some soffit that was damaged. We would be replacing that, and then we would put our product on top. The mesh is made out of surgical stainless steel. It's the same material that human heart stents are made out of. We use it because #1, it prevents animals from nesting in the gutters. Birds, wasps, mosquitoes. 2, it will not rust or corrode. Most importantly, it's impossible for anything organic to stick to this surface. Inside of the mesh, there are circles that are 275 microns small. You can fit a human hair through there. So when this goes on the gutter, nothing is getting in there but water. The outside piece is made out of extruded virgin vinyl. We use it because it's not going to warp, buckle, crack, or fade. We spoke also about icicles on the building. There are typically 2 reasons you get icicles. 1 is insulation in the attic. 2 is the gutters are full of debris.
Yep.
When we put this product on, it will work as an extension of the roof and it will eliminate icicles due to the gutters. Leaf filter obviously cannot speak to the insulation in the attic. And then finally, when it is properly pitched and it rains, it pushes everything right off. These are sealed with the architectural silicone we make, and when water goes through the mesh, bubbles, the air gets caught in the fingers underneath, and it pushes up and aggravates it and creates bubbles on the surface. So what happens is when it's properly pitched, it rains, it pushes it off. The bubbles push up anything on the mesh, so if there is shingle grit or anything like that, the water can wash it off. If it is windy, it will blow it off. You get 3 guarantees with leaf filter. Obviously, the first one you're probably not going to use, which is a lifetime transferable warranty. The second is a no clog money back guarantee, so if the gutter's clogged for any reason, you get your entire investment back. And third, because of all the work we're doing to the gutters as far as cleaning, sealing, repitching, and reinforcing, and because of our product itself, Leaf Filter takes responsibility for the entire gutter system for life. You'll never touch it again.
You wanna see that, trustee?
No, I just want him to turn around so the audience can see it.
So,
Well, I have a question for you.
Yes,
So, since that corner that's been hit a couple times, I don't know if the garbage truck or the snow plow, whatever, sometimes it's hit, so you said about taping it, so would there be a way you could taper that corner a little bit closer to the?
yeah, we're gonna put a tighter seam on it, but what we were discussing is possibly when the filter is on there, just putting this little flag out of it, so people are cognizant, because he said it's happened several times, so, and that's what tore the soffit off as well.
Okay.
And then we would also be, what we discussed with, well, the downspouts are all clean, and, the gutters are all clean, but also we would come out a couple days after, and another company that we work with would clean the outside of the gutters to get all the staining off them, to make them completely cleaned up, so they look professional and they look new again. And if anybody has any questions, I can answer them, if not, that basically wraps up.
Does the board have any questions? Okay, proceed, trustee, but thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Discussion of, consideration of, and taking action to approve or not approve the contract for leak filter gutter protection for the new gutter protection at the Village Hall Police Department in the amount of $10,000 $500. I make a motion to approve the contract for leak filter gutter protection for the new gutters at Village Hall / Police Department in the amount of $10,500.
Okay, so there's a motion on the floor by trustee Edwards to approve the leak gutter protection for the gutter. Do we have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Okay, will the clerk take roll?
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Motion passed, thank you. Is that it? Trustee Claybrook?
No. Also, the end of this month, around the 31st, I'm sorry, and, or before if needed, we could, rake your leaves to the parkway, not on the curb, but on the parkway, and the, vacuum leaf collector, should be out by then, or before if needed. And, also, we're just getting all of the equipment ready and service for the winter time. That's all I have. Mr. Claybrook.
Yeah, thank you. And the ordinance resolution, and planning, trustee Garcia.
Evening. So just a few things. First of all, I would like to thank Maria because she's always here at the meetings and at any event that we have. You know, she's always filming any of the events that we have, and I think it's really good, you know, for the kids to see, you know, what we're doing. So thank you for taking the time out to do that.
Oh, who's Maria? This one?
Maria, right?
I don't know. I don't call her by Maria. I have no idea who Maria
Well,
is.
then that's not my problem.
Nice.
And so next week, we're also having a job fair, October 20th at the community center. So if you know anyone that's looking for a job, please send them. It's from like 10 to 2 o'clock. And anyone's welcome to come in and apply. And then the other thing I kind of want to mention is when the young girl mentioned about the incident at Burnham Park, I don't think she stressed how it was an incident where this little girl, you know, so hopefully we find out who those kids were, because they, and I don't even know if I should even be saying it, they were pulling her, you know, her underwear, you know, and if those people hadn't been there, I mean, this little girl was terrified. So we really need to, you know, try and figure out.
Was the police called?
Yeah, but those kids ran away by the time they got there. So, you know, but someone else knows who they are that was there. So I hope they're able to talk to that other person and get names and actually go and knock on those kids' doors, you know.
Do we know what house they were building in?
No, they were at the park. They were at the park. They were at the park, you know, where the kids are playing. So, you know, and I know hopefully the principal, you know, will talk to someone and you know, try and figure out who those other kids were
so that, you know, the parents get talked to or something, because that little girl was terrified.
Yeah, police department, could you also follow it up with Mr. Geraci at the school to see if there's any connection and we can hook up with something like that? You know, get on top of that. Is that it, trustee
That's it,
Garcia?
yes.
Thank you, trustee Garcia. Finance, trustee Cap?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Discussion of consideration of and taking action on authorizing the payment of this month's bills. I'd like to make a motion to approve the payment of this month's bills.
And there's a motion on the floor by trustee Cap to approve the bills for this month. Can we have a second, please?
Second.
Second by trustee Claybrook, will clerk take the roll?
Trustee Cap?
Yes?
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Motion passed. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I have a couple things I'll talk about later in the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any public utilities, trustee Richardson?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Discussion of, consideration of, and taking action to approve or not approve two proposals for the replacement of two 6-inch flamed census meters at the Chicago Meter Vault at Brainerd and Burnham Avenue. The following proposals are as follows. Calumet City Plumbing Company has a proposal of $19,140. If you go with replacing all piping and valves at the time of the meter exchange, it'll be an additional $18,716 for a total of $37,856. Then we have a proposal from Aries Inc. for $19,016.27. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the two proposals for the replacement of the census meters. One from Calumet City Plumbing at $19,140. And also the one from Aries Inc. for $19,016.27.
And the one from Kansas City Plumbing is the 19 plus the 18. So
Those two that you're approving
Yeah,
are,
so are you gonna?
She has no
they're for the exact
They're
same
gonna
work.
replace the piping
No.
once they start?
Exactly.
No, the error is, no,
Okay.
no, the error is, just to,
Just the meter change.
I mean, just to change the meter itself, they didn't say anything about any of the infrastructure.
Right.
So this meter probably hasn't been changed in 50 or 60 years, who knows? So if we're gonna do that, then it's my work, let's change the pipe and stuff out, because water is a very sensitive issue. And we certainly don't want any issues at all, if we can eliminate them.
Plus, he said the valves are rotted and don't operate. So we can't change the meter if you can't shut the valves off.
Right, so. in the
No
event of something
dehumidifier,
like
no
that,
sump pump in the pit, that's why.
Make sure that everything, right, so,
Okay.
I mean, it'd be for the 37.
Okay, so I'm making a motion to approve the proposal from the Calumet City Plumbing Company for the total of $37,856 for the replacement of the water meters at, Brainerd and Burnham Avenue and replacing the piping and valves.
Thank you. There was a motion approved by trustee Richardson to approve, the replacement of the Chicago water meter. Could we have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second by trustee Capron. Clerk take the roll.
Trustee Cap?
Yes?
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Motion passed. Thank you. Is that it, trustee Richardson?
No, effective December 1st, 2022, we'll have a new water rate from the, Hammond Water Department. It's going from $3.59 per gallon to $3.81 per 1,000 gallons. So that's gonna be effective December 1st. And also on October 28th, it's Friday, on a Friday here at the Village Hall parking lot from 6 to 8. We're having a marshmallow roast and treats. So we'd like everyone to come out. And starting November 5th through December 10th, we're doing a toy drive. And all toys collected will be given to children in our community. So So if you, have any toys that you would like to donate, you can bring them to the village hall. And if you know of any families that need donations, you can submit their names at the clerk's office. And that's it. So,
Thank you, Trustee Richardson, for that report and your information. Park and Recreation, Trustee Hodges is not here this evening. I don't think we don't have anything from the Park District Board.
I just want to remind everyone, please pass the word on to your family and other community members. When the children are trick-or-treating, please, please, please check their candy before they're eating. You hear the news, so many things are happening with these special colored medication pills that are passing on to the children. So just let us all be very careful and make sure that we watch the children, check their candy before they consume. Thank you.
People put razor blade in apples and stuff like that, so we need to get that. Thank you, Trustee. No way. Is there any presentation of petitions?
I have one I'd like to talk about here. I attended a function on Sunday, October 3rd, that was held by both the mayor of Hammond, Mayor McDermott, and Mayor Thaddeus Jones of Kell City. And it was in two parks. It was a wreath laying, there was a mass, and then there was a luncheon. So Thaddeus submitted a copy of the signed proclamation for everyone to read. I don't want to read it now, but we'll post it. But the month of October has been, since 1987, has been Polish American Heritage Month. So that's what they were celebrating. It was really nice. Both mayors were there, a bunch of people. I think we should do something. I know we don't have the park or the location, but we should probably provide a wreath or something next year to one of them. If you go by Kell City's park, it's lit up, you'll see the wreaths. They're there all month. And they also are flying the Polish flag at both locations, which is really nice as well. So if you have time, look at Pulaski. He sent me pictures. Today they sent me a thank you letter from the organization for attending. Lonnie went with me too. So I have this, and Thaddeus made sure he sent us a signed copy. So maybe next year we think about it, we could do something. Here, I'll put it up, but we'll put it in the hallway or something. The second thing I have is, we talked about this in the past, but one of my neighbors is poisoning the animals. I don't know if they're trying to kill the raccoons, the possums, or the skunks, but they're killing cats and squirrels. And I know we've talked about this in the past, but we need to get the word out that that's illegal, because they're killing the wrong animals. It shouldn't be trying to kill any wildlife anyway, but.
I'll tell them it's illegal.
Well, you know who it is?
No, you tell me and I'll make sure they know.
I don't know exactly who it is either, but I keep picking up the dead animals. Right, last year it was 3 squirrels in my backyard that out of the same tree, and this year it's been 1, and then there's been cats too. They might be getting the raccoons and the possums, but we need to put a notice out or somehow put a flyer that it is illegal, you can't be poisoning animals. And I know we talked about it, that's why I thought it should be an unfinished business, so.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Maybe something in the next letter, with a water bill or something?
Just stop poisoning the animals.
Good idea. I agree.
Is there any communication? Is there any responses on the board? I will ask for a moment of silence for Ms. White, who passed away here on Goodrich a couple days ago. All right, thank you.
Mayor, I'd like to add someone too. A friend of the family, a Kell City resident, he was a U.S. Army veteran. He served in World War II 4.5 years. He was in 3rd Army, 5th Infantry. It was like the Red Diamonds or something. His name was George Stanslick. He lived kind of close to the VFW down from St. Victor's, but he was 103.5 on Saturday he died. So, and he had kids, like 4 kids that I knew growing up, you know, a couple older than me, 1 younger, but I like to just mention his name because he was a 4.5 year, you know, World War II veteran. He was with Patton's Army. So, he was in, you know, Europe since D-Day. Thank you very much.
thank you. We don't have any new business, so I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Sorry.
make a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion on the floor by trustee Claybrook, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Richardson, will clerk take the roll?
Trustee Tab?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Meeting is adjourned, thank you.
Did you know his son, Jerry, Brian?